you know, let me follow on from the Kanye West wireless festival situation, of which Kanye West is now blocked, quote blocked, from entering the country, okay, based on his previously made anti-Semitic comments, okay. Now, let me have a peek at some of the people that have been given a platform to speak, okay, out in the public in certain arenas, okay, because as we know, wireless is one, and there's many other platforms, okay, you know. Oxford Union addresses is one, okay. Performing on stage is another, and so forth and so forth and so forth, okay. So, what's happened there is Kanye West has been banned because of comments he's made. Fair enough. But then, you know, what are we saying here with regards to this whole freedom of speech thing, okay? Is it you have a freedom of speech, but you have to agree with what I'm saying. So, how can I put this? You have freedom of speech, but you have to be in lieu with what I believe. Okay? Because when I take a look at this, yeah, when I take a look at this whole thing, yeah, when I have a look at this, when I take a look at this, yeah, some of the people that have been banned, yeah, from entering the UK, yeah, and some of the people that are not, makes interesting reading, yeah, as well as the fact of those who've been given a platform and those that haven't. Okay? I mean, let's take a little step back here, okay? Let's take a little step back here, okay? People that have been given platforms to speak at Oxford Union addresses, okay? As we know, Charlie Kirk, when he got smoked by that young boy, yeah, and he got knocked all over the place, yeah? Ultimately, Charlie Kirk, American conservative speaker, hosted by the union, that's true. And, you know, let's look at some of his comments, you know. He's made some very disparaging comments towards the black community, okay? But, nope, he's allowed to speak at Oxford. Steve Bannon, former Trump advisor, okay? Now he's been on record, you know, to be a very, some of his comments have been very, very right wing. You know, from what I recall, he had a lot to say about his belief of the inferior IQ held by people that are black. He's allowed to speak at the Oxford Union address. Okay? For goodness sake, Toby Young. Toby Young, a long time ago, a little while back, sorry, was seen as like a rising conservative golden boy, golden star, golden boy, whatever you want to call him. This man, look at some of his stuff, man. This guy is calamitous. This guy's a pound shot, bald-headed Prince Philip, yeah, without the royalty, yeah. Well, that's an insult to Prince Philip, because I actually like Prince Philip, some of his ways, but Toby Young is just a mess. And he made a very comment. He made a very horrific comment. Made some horrific comments actually, which I cannot repeat on this platform. But hey, that proves my point. Or does it not? Because it's funny how Toby Young can be permitted to speak at Oxford, but then some others can't. But we'll stick a pin there. Tommy Robinson, of course. Come on. This man said so much against Islamic faith. It's unbelievable. Yeah? Okay? Like Toby Young, who's talked a lot of nonsense. Tommy Robinson has said a lot against, has stirred up a lot of hatred. Okay? Let's not forget the riots recently. Who's behind that? You know? Tommy Robinson. Okay? But yet he's allowed to speak. Okay? So, you know, these guys happen to have the same they look the same look as to be to be YouTube friendly, have the same look. They have the same ideals, okay? And they're allowed to speak and have a platform. Interestingly, Louis Farrakhan, who I don't agree with his racial politics, but in terms of his political stance, socio-economic point of view regarding the black experience and the black diaspora, he's on point. Lecturers refer to Farrakhan and go to him. He's their go-to guy to study black ideology. Okay, but he is banned. Okay, Farrakhan is banned based on some of his comments, and he was originally banned actually by Douglas Hurd back in '86. Okay, just seeing that now for his inflammatory, anti-Semitic, and anti-bright comments, and deemed to be a risk to public order. Fair enough, but yet Toby Young, Bannon, Trump even is allowed to come over. Yeah, these guys, Charlie Kirk, have made many statements against ethnic and black groups, but yet they can jump on a plane, come over, and they can hold a conference at one of the UK's largest and most established and esteemed academic establishments, and probably one of the greatest in the world, Oxford University. Make it make sense. Is that fair? Or am I talking out of pocket here? What's going on here? What is this about? So back to Kanye. Yep. Like Farrakhan, Kanye made comments that could be seen as anti-Semitic. And to be honest, like I said before in the previous video, he should be banned. Yeah? But one thing about me is I'm a great fan of consistency. Okay? We're going to have a society where we're going to choose willy-nilly what offends this, what offends us, and what doesn't offend us, what is a risk and what isn't a risk. Okay? Why is it that Farrakhan and now Kanye are banned, but yet the aforementioned list, the Bannons, the Robinsons, the Kirks, the Trumps are allowed in? Another guy who's actually banned is one of the forerunners in this whole video, especially black video blog diaspora. Yeah, obviously we had Sergeant Willie P, but one of the other originators was Tariq Nasheed, of all people. Yeah, who's been banned from entering the UK since 2019. Okay. And, it's interesting why he's banned. It's interesting. He's been banned due to his alleged promotion of non-violent extremism or separatist views. No. His views are... See, this is the issue, yeah? They're putting him in with Farrakhan, I guess. And obviously observing his name and probably putting him in with Farrakhan. But really... Tariq Nasheed was really just a black commentator, commentating on general black issues, holding black opinion. So, where are we going here? His views are generic. He also was banned for having the so-called black separatist label. Nasheed has addressed the black separatist label used by authorities, questioning its definition and calling it a mechanism used by the government to silence black voices. Yeah. So, sorry, in this context, his questioning of what they're saying is black separatism is correct, because you want to silence black voices. But yet, Bannon holds the same opposing views of separatism, and he's allowed him to speak. Tommy Robinson holds religious separatist views regarding his shunning of the Muslim faith, but he is allowed to speak too. Trump, anti-Muslim, again, allowed to speak. Bannon has separatist views and views on IQ and race. So, again, this needs to be unpacked further. You know? So back to Kanye. You know? Kanye's banned, yes. But as I've shown, there's a lot of inconsistencies here. Again, this needs to be looked at. It is what it is. Later.